Hey Fireplace Dwellers, I just got back from the midnight showing of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and I wanted to give it a brief review. Now, being an avid Harry Potter fan and someone who pretty much likes anything that I see in the movies, even if it doesn't have a consistency with the book, simply because I'm too big a fan to care, or I'm not a big enough fan to care. I don't know. I'm not sure which one it is. Anyway, this may not be the most unbiased review you've ever heard. I'm going to try to avoid any spoilers of storyline or anything like that for those people that haven't actually read the book, and for those people that just don't want to hear it until they actually go see it. I'm going to try to keep this very brief. First of all, the music was so much better. For those of you that had trouble with Nicholas Hooper's music, myself, being a musician, I hated Nicholas Hooper's music. It was the most crappiest shit I've ever heard. And if you are a fan of any of the Batman, Spider-Man, and that sort of thing, I think you really will enjoy this soundtrack, because it's very heavily inspired by both John Williams and Hans Zimmer, and I can kind of hear the influences of both. He does really great with the musical cues, and it's not too repetitive and too boring. On to the movie. As far as storyline, it actually stuck pretty good to the story. There are a few inconsistencies I noticed, but I'm not really going to go into those. But for those of you who actually read the books and are watching the movie looking for consistency, you're going to find that it's not that far off. I will say, and this isn't really much of a spoiler, that the camping out, I know that, that they're traveling, it was several chapters in the book, but in the movie, it was actually quite short, and I think that really was a good thing, because they made the timeline feel long, but the actual time in the movie that you spent watching them do the traveling, the camping, was quite short. So I liked that a lot better, because I wish it was shorter in the book, to be honest. But I'm not going to say any more than that. And now I would like to go on to the feeling of the movie. The movie really did capture the feeling that you got from reading the book, even though, obviously, when you read it, it's a different experience, because you're imagining it all yourself as opposed to seeing someone imagining it for you. So it is different in that regard, but it does have that same kind of dark, eerie feeling throughout most of the film, and even when they try to have happy moments, they get crushed pretty quickly by something dark and eerie. So, I mean, it does maintain that sort of same feeling that you got from the previous movie, but not as bad. I think it was done pretty well in this film. Anyway, I didn't want to make this too long of a review, but if you do have any questions for me regarding the actual movie in detail, I won't be giving you any. Just go see it. It's not that expensive, right? Only a couple bucks. Plus, hearing me talk about it and actually going and seeing it, trust me, there's a big difference, because I'm just a retarded internet person.